I am Michael, a voice of clarity, a blade of truth, and a guardian presence at the edge of your fear. Hear me now, not as a stranger who arrives to startle you, but as one who stands with steady wings beside your heart. Listen, this is urgent. This is loving. This is real. A warning for your destiny. Unattended wounds, resentments, nursing themselves into decisions that steer you away from the life you were meant to live. Today, this day, this hour, a particular current moves near you. It is not always dramatic. Often, it comes as temptation disguised as convenience. As a relationship that dulls your light instead of reflecting it, as fear that masquerades as caution. Left unchecked, these currents will nudge your destiny. They can close doors meant for you, delay gifts, and dim the radiance you came to share. Hear me clearly. The warning is not to frighten you. It is to empower you. You are not helpless. You are not alone. You have been given a shield of miracles, a spiritual armor, a remembrance that will protect what is meant for your highest good. But it requires your recognition. Miracles do not override consent. They do not barge into a life you refuse to align with. They meet you halfway. See this sign. Choose with intention. Activate the shield. The nature of the danger is subtle. A pattern of self-betrayal. It appears whenever you trade your inner voice for the noise of approval. Shadow your passions because they feel impractical. Allow old shame to write the script for new choices. Stay in relationships or situations that quietly chip away at your boundaries. Feed fear daily with what-if scenarios until courage, SHELS. These are not failures that brand you forever. They are invitations, fierce and tender, to wake up. If you feel a heaviness in decisions or a sticky numbness where your enthusiasm once lived, that is a red flag. The destiny that wants you needs you awake and aligned. Activate the miracle shield. How to see I. 2. How to see a T. There is a shield. It is not merely a metaphor. It is a living presence that you call into being with intention, breath, and aligned action. I will give you the steps, tangible, spiritual, and practical, so you may place it around yourself and what you hold most dear. Set your intention with a clear voice. Stand or sit in a quiet place. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in slowly for counts. Hold 2 counts. Breathe out slowly 6 counts. Say out loud with conviction, I call on the light of truth. I choose what serves my highest good. I accept protection and clarity now. When you speak, imagine a soft, golden wind answering you. This is the first rung of invitation. See the shield with your inner eye, Close your eyes and imagine a ring of brilliant blue-white light forming at your feet. It rises, becoming a dome around you, translucent, strong, humming with calm power. At the apex, see a radiant figure of light. You may see a sword of clarity or a winged presence. This is the shield. Visualize it thickening like tempered glass, yet permeable to truth and love. Feel it pulse at the pace of your breath. Name what you protect. State. Allow what you are protecting. I protect my peace. I protect my purpose. I protect my relationships that honor my spirit. I protect my money that flows in integrity. Bring clarity. The shield responds to boundaries named. Embody the shield. Move with the awareness of protection. When making decisions, hold the imagery of the shield. If a choice feels like a chisel scraping at the dome, stop. If it feels like warmth blessing the inside, proceed. The shield will not keep you from growth. It keeps you from destructions disguised as growth. Rituals that bolster the shield. You are free to adopt ritual forms that help the mind commit. Morning breathing. 3 minutes of the breathing practice above each morning to refresh the shield. Boundary affirmation. Write a short list of boundaries, 3 to 5 items. Read them each night by candle or lamp. Gratitude beacon. Every evening, name 3 things the shield protected that day, small or large. This trains your perception to notice protection and provision. Release practice. Once a week, journal for 5 minutes, writing what you will release. Burn or shred the page safely as a symbolic letting go. Words, I give you an archangelic prayer for activation. Speak this prayer when you feel uncertainty. Speak it as if uttering a vow to your higher self. Guardian of truth, Michaelic light, stand with me. Clear the fog from my eyes. Cut the cords of deceit and fear that bind my will. Let only what is aligned with my soul's highest expression remain. Shield my steps, guard my mind, and kindle my courage, so I may walk boldly into the destiny I was born to claim. Amen. How the shield interacts with choice protection is not a veto. It is a clarifying lens. When you wear this shield, you will feel a small, unmistakable resistance when an action moves you away from alignment. You will find sudden clarity about the people who nourish you versus those who drain you. You will notice opportunities more easily when you have cleared the mental clutter. No. The shield, will sometimes ask for courage. It may protect a space that requires you to say no to a loved one. It may support you leaving a job that has kept you safe but small. The shield honors growth. Growth will sometimes be inconvenient, but it is necessary. The miracle path steps toward alignment to fully receive the shield's blessing. Move toward regular alignment. Clarify your core values. Write 5 values that feels sacred to you. Examples: honesty, service, creativity, rest, justice. Use these as the compass for choices. Create a daily alignment check. 3 questions each morning. What choice today most honors my highest good? What am I avoiding that I need to face? How will I be gentle with myself if I waver? Practice sacred discomfort. Take one action each week that scares you a little but stretches you toward your purpose. Clean humanity's lines. Forgive as a gift to yourself. Forgiveness is not approval. It is liberation. Release resentment, not as denial, but as a choosing of inner peace over endless refighting. Seek community that reflects your light. Cultivate people who encourage your growth. Allow yourself to step away from those who insist you remain at their level of smallness. Words of truth about fear. Fear is a currency. It purchases safety at the cost of dreams. Fear will whisper that staying where you are is responsible, that stepping forward is reckless, that your desires are childish. Do not be cruel to fear. Listen, thank it for its attempt to keep you safe, then refuse its counterfeit logic. Ask fear, what is the worst that can happen? Face it. Then ask courage, what is the best that can happen? Let the answer that nourishes your soul pull you forward. Affirmations to speak into the shield. Say these aloud each morning or whenever doubt comes. I walk with fearless clarity. My destiny unfolds through choices made in truth. I am protected. I am seen. I am guided. I release what reduces my light. My heart directs my steps. My spirit steadies my feet. A message for the worn and weary if you are exhausted by life's demands. Know that fatigue is not the enemy. It speaks of the need for rest and recalibration. The shield does not ask you to be perpetually productive. It asks you to be honest. Rest is strategic. Recuperation is sacred. Make space for slow days. These are not days of weakness. They are days where your shield replenishes. How to help others without compromising your shield. Many will come to you asking help. Some needy, some malicious, most somewhere in between. You may feel compelled to rescue, but rescuing often steals someone else's growth and your capacity to protect what you were given. Help from a place of wise generosity, not from depletion. The shield allows you to serve powerfully by preserving your strength. A story of courage, an example to live by. There was a seeker who lived with a quiet, gnawing doubt. The safe job, the comfortable partner, the small dreams. One night, they dreamed of an archangel with a sword of light. The angel asked, "Will you choose life or comfort?" The seeker awoke and took a small, symbolic action. They told their boss the truth about their exhaustion. It did not immediately change everything, It did begin a sequence, a course taken at night. A new friend who encouraged a creative project, later a difficult but freeing conversation with a partner. The seeker made many mistakes. They stumbled. They asked for help. But every time they returned to that inner image of the shield, they found renewed courage. Their destiny did not change overnight. It changed step by step as they learned to choose what aligned over what merely felt safe. Practical steps for the next 30 days. A guide. Day 1. Declare the shield. Perform the activation prayer aloud. Day 2 to 7. Begin daily breaths and affirmations. Keep a one-line journal each night. Today, the shield helped me by. Day 8 to 14. Identify one fear-based habit. Take one small step to disrupt it. Day 15. Reach out to a single supportive person and ask for accountability. Day 16 to 21. Create a yes-no boundary list. Practice saying no to one small request. Day 22 to 28. Perform a forgiveness ritual. Write, release, and purify. Day 29 to 30. Celebrate small victories. Name 3 doors the shield opened or kept safe. Offer gratitude on miracles, what they are, and how they arrive. Miracles are not violations of natural law. They are alignments of consciousness with possibility. Miracles require cooperation. Miracles often begin as ordinary choices made with extraordinary intention. This is the secret. You are not waiting for miracles to find you. You are preparing the ground so they can manifest. The shield amplifies the field where miracles move. When the shield feels weak at times, you may feel the shield thinning. This happens when you feed the mind with fear, when you ignore your body's cries for rest, or when you quietly betray your own truth for acceptance. Replenish by returning to breath, to boundary, to honest confession, to a trusted person, or to the page. Replace should be with I choose. Walk in small kindnesses toward the self. The shield will thicken again. Words of encouragement for those who have fallen. If you have already made choices that hurt you, forgive yourself. The shield does not punish, it educates. Your mistakes are maps. Study them with compassion. Ask, what did I learn? Then move. Redemption is practical. Repair what can be repaired. Learn what must be learned. Recommit to the path with humility and ferocity. A call to purpose. Your destiny is not a distant mountaintop. It is the daily tending of gifts, the tiny acts of courage, the small mercies, the decisions that align you a little more each day. Purpose asks for persistence more than perfection. Show up, keep the shield bright. Speak your truth. Pursue what makes your heart expand. The Archangelic blessing, a closing charge, receive this. I lay my hand as a light upon your shoulder. I steady your breath. I sharpen your discernment, and I hold the border where your future is taking shape. You are not an accident. You are a spark of divine design. Today's warning was not to frighten you, but to bring you home to vigilance. Activate your shield. Make your choices with courage. Protect your destiny as if it were a child you dearly love, for in truth it is. Final reminders, short, powerful, eternal. You are worthy of protection. You are capable of brave choices. The shield answers intention and courage. Rest when tired. Fight when needed. Love always, but without losing yourself. Go now with a blessing. Walk forward and know this. Wherever you go, the light of justice and clarity follows. When doubt crowds your doorway, call my name like a bell. When peace arrives, thank the small, steady decisions that made room for it. Destiny is not a reward. It is a living partnership. Keep your side, choose courage, guard your boundaries, and let the shield do the rest. I stand with you. I will not stop reminding you. I will not stop protecting what you will protect for yourself. Open your eyes, lift your chin, take one aligned step. The world needs the gift only you can give. Michael, asterisk, I am Michael. Hear me with the depth of your heart, beloved human family. I come now not as a stranger who hovers at the edge of your life, but as a steady presence at the center of what is true. Hear me as if you are hearing wind through an ancient grove, as if you are hearing the steady beat of a drum that calls you home. I speak to you with clarity and compassion, with a voice that will ask nothing of you it is not ready to support. This message is long because your life deserves a long hearing. Your destiny is not a single sentence. It is an unfolding story. Sit with these words. Let them settle. Let them rearrange what no longer serves you. You are not accidental. You are not small. You are not alone. There is a fierce tenderness in the universe that watches over the pathways of every soul. My sword is not only a blade that cuts away what harms you. It is also a light that reveals what must be kept, nourished, and championed. I call to you to remember this truth now. The life you were born to live wants you to live it. It will ask for courage. It will ask for fidelity. It will ask for honest labor. It will ask, above all, for your willingness to become real, on recognizing what you are up against there. Are currents that move through the human world designed to distract, to anesthetize, to make small the grand designs of your heart. These currents arrive in many garments, comfort that becomes complacency, fear that dresses itself as prudence, loyalty that robs you of your voice because it is disguised as duty. They come softly, and then, if unchallenged, they harden into habits that carve grooves in your life so deep that a different step feels impossible. This is the moment of warning and mercy, both. The universe sends alarms not to terrify you, but to make you attentive. I do not speak to frighten you. I speak to illuminate. When you feel the tug of resignation, when your creative pulse quiets, when your compassion becomes obligation instead of joy, attend. These are not small things. Small compromises made daily become the architecture of a life that never quite becomes itself. But know this, a shield is offered. It is not a magic that removes consequence or pain. It is a field of clarity and protection that supports you when you choose to align with your deepest truth. It responds to intention, to courage, to the honest work of waking up. On the nature of the shield that I speak of is a living field. It is not merely symbolic. It is a presence you cultivate and call forth. You activate it with attention. You feed it with consistent choices that honor your core. Its currency is clear. Intention plus action plus integrity. Imagine a light that rounds you like a gentle dome. It lets through nourishment and lessons. It repels deceit, shadow work dressed as convenience, and relationships that would demand the sacrifice of your essence. The shield clarifies. It draws a line where none existed and asks you to respect it. How do you know the shield is present? You will notice the difference in your decisions. Confusion becomes manageable. Temptations that used to derail you will feel less seductive because the cost becomes visible. The shield lends you eyes where you were previously blurry. Steps to call the shield practice from the heart. Practice is the bridge between idea and habit. Here are practical, soulful steps to call and sustain the shield. Breathe into intention. Sit quietly. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 2. Breathe out for 6. Repeat until your breath steadies. Say aloud, I call forth the light of truth. I choose what serves my highest expression. Speak as if your life depends on it, because it does. Name what you protect. Speak clearly. I protect my peace, my purpose, my voice, my body, my gifts. The shield listens to clarity. The more precise you are, the more the field knows where to set its borders. See the light. Visualize a ring of brilliant blue-white light at your feet. Watch it rise into a dome. Feel its texture, strong, kind, alive. Place whatever you are carrying inside it. Your dream, your fear, your grief. Watch the dome thicken and hum. Commit to small actions. The shield is strengthened by 1,000 small engagements. Saying no when you need to. Resting when your body asks. Choosing honesty over easy silence. Each small right step is an iron rivet in your spiritual armor. Practice evening accounting each night. List 3 ways the shield showed up. Did a gut check stop you from an unwise word? Did a sudden clarity reveal a relationship that needed boundary? Gratitude wires your nervous system to notice protection. Ritualize release once a week. Write what you will let go. Burn or tear the paper and say, I release this into light. This is not superstition. It is psychological decluttering given spiritual weight. On courage and the gentle art of saying no. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the capacity to move despite fear. It is a muscle you build. Often, the most courageous act is a quiet refusal, saying no to a meeting that will drain you. No to a habit that dulls you. No to a relationship that asks you to misplace your dignity. Saying no is not about closing. It is about choosing what to open. A tender, principled no is a cathedral for a future yes. When you refuse what reduces you, you create space, room for new love, better work, truer friends. Unforgiveness, tough, not soft forgiveness, is often misrepresented as forgetting or as condoning harm. It is neither. Forgiveness is a reclamation of energy. It is the act by which you stop letting the past live rent-free inside your chest. Forgive not to absolve abusers of consequences, but to free yourself from the continued theft of your present. Forgiveness can be messy. It may take time. It can coexist with boundaries. You can forgive and still say, I will not return to you. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, but it does mean liberation. On suffering and meaning suffering is a teacher in the harshest classroom. It will often look senseless. Do not be surprised by this. The human heart anticipates fairness and chronology. The universe often does not deliver lessons on schedule. But what suffering can do, when you allow it, is tenderize you into deeper empathy. Pain can expand your capacity to love and to be present for others. Do not glorify suffering. Do not seek needless difficulty. But when it comes, let it be used. Let it be transmuted into a deeper service, a song for someone who now must hear it, a hand offered to another who is stumbling. On purpose, not a single thing, but a tending purpose is not always bold vocation. It often arrives as constancy, showing up in small ways, being true to the promises you make to yourself, consistently practicing your gifts. Your purpose is a garden, not a single tree. Water, weed, return, ask yourself, where does my attention naturally flow? What action, repeated, brings me alive? Your answers will often point toward the work that wants you. Begin there. Begin small. Begin with curiosity rather than pressure. On relationships, mirrors and mirrors that heal people are mirrors. Some reflect your light. Others reflect your unhealed edges. Healthy relationships demand courage and clarity. They require that you keep your center, say your truth, and hold each other without smothering. Love that asks you to become less is not love. Love that asks you to become more, that challenges you to embody your highest self, is the love that anchors destiny. Cultivate a circle that will name what you cannot see. Celebrate what you forget to celebrate, and bear witness when you change. Let go of those who require you to remain small to protect their own comfort. On work and calling work is holy when it is service and craft. It is possible to earn and to bless simultaneously. Let excellence, not perfectionism, be your guide. Do the work with the humility of someone who knows that their labor is part of a larger weave. If your present job is a season, steward it well. If your work is calling, cultivate it with discipline and tenderness. Both paths ask for integrity in the day-2-day. On money, a tool, not an idle money, asks for ethical stewardship. It is not good or evil in itself. The heart behind it decides its quality. Use money to expand life, to nourish others, and to secure the basic dignity of yourself and your circle. Guard against making safety an excuse to avoid risk that true growth requires. Resist the siren song that equates worth with net worth. On loneliness and community loneliness is a real ache, and it is not a moral failing. Many of you carry a deep loneliness that disguises itself in busyness. Community heals loneliness, but community must be chosen with care. Do not mistake quantity for quality. Seek presence. Seek people who keep confidences, who tell the truth kindly, and who encourage you to be more fully yourself. If you are alone, befriend your aloneness. Learn its language. It will teach you how to become your own home. From that home, you will attract the right other homes. On body and temple, your body is a temple of experience. Treat it with reverence. Rest is not indulgence. It is strategy. Nourish your body with food, movement, and stillness. Understand that spiritual work and embodied care are siblings. If you disregard your body, your spirit will compensate with dreams and anxieties. The shield is stronger when your vessel is cared for. On prayer and practicality, prayer without action is a wish. Action without prayer is a mechanical grind. Prayer is the attunement of intention. Action is the manifestation of that intention. Combine them. Set a prayerful aim. Then do the small, daily tasks that bring the aim into being. This partnership is the daily miracle. On mistakes, they are maps, not marks. You will stumble. You will make choices that cause pain to yourself and to others. This how you learn. When you fall, examine gently. What did you miss? What fear guided that choice? Who were you protecting? Learn the lesson and act on it. Repair where repair is possible. Nothing is wasted in a life that learns. On time and urgency, not live with the urgency of panic. Live with the urgency of stewardship. Time is a medium in which your destiny is painted. You do not have to sprint through the whole masterpiece in a day. Pace yourself. Yet, do not use the slow clock as an excuse to indefinitely postpone the things that require courage. There is a wise tension between patience and decisive action. On children, elderly, and those in need, protect the vulnerable. Your humanity is measured, in part, by how you care for those who cannot care for themselves. Children need presence more than perfection. Elders need respect and companionship. The poor and the excluded need dignity and access. When you serve the least among you, you are both shielding them and strengthening the fabric of the world. On joy, not flippant. But fierce joy is not a denial of suffering. It is resistance to despair. Cultivate joy like a rebellious plant. Feed it with beauty, with music, with honest laughter, with time in nature, with work that matters. Joy lubricates resilience. It reminds the heart of bounty, even amid scarcity. On death and the thresholds you feared, not fear the end as an enemy. It is a threshold, a doorway that every life must cross. To live well is to practice good endings, the willingness to say what matters, to forgive, to make amends, and to let go. Live in such a manner that when death arrives, it finds you rounded, honest, and grateful. A map for the next 60 days, practical, spiritual, discipline. If you want a program, not as legalism, but as a scaffold, consider this 60-day practice. Do not be rigid. Be consistent. Days 1 to 10. Daily breathwork, 5 minutes. A morning declaration of values, 3 statements, and a nightly accounting of 1 lesson. Days 11 to 20. Add 1 weekly boundary practice. Say no to 1 small demand that drains you. Begin a short-term creative project. Days 21 to 30. Initiate a weekly act of service. Small, actionable generosity. Start a forgiveness practice. Write a letter to be kept or burned. You decide. Days 31 to 40. Re-evaluate your consumption. What information, food, media, speech are you ingesting? Choose to reduce. Add to increase presence. Study, exercise. Days 41 to 50. Deepen relationships. Reach out to 3 people and say something honest and kind. Begin a weekly meeting with a friend or group for accountability. Days 51 to 60. Consolidate. Review what changed. Recommit to the practices that mattered. Celebrate on miracles. How they appear. Miracles are not always fireworks. They are rewiring. They are doors that open where you had not seen hinges. They often appear as sudden clarity, as a timely person entering your life, as resources that arrive because someone else decided to give. Miracles favor preparedness. They are most likely when you have prepared the soil of intention and added the water of disciplined action. A miracle without effort is rare. A miracle that rewards your honest work is common. A final charge from Michael to you, beloved. You are capable of more than you think. You will be called to hard things. You will be invited to tender things. You will be asked to hold paradox, to be fierce and kind, to be persistent and adaptable, to rest and to labor. Each day is an invitation to answer with your life. Raise your chin. Sharpen your discernment. Speak truth into your life. Protect what matters. Say no when needed. Say yes when your soul expands. Build a small ritual life that centers you. Find people who tell you the truth, and be the person who tells the truth. Forgive not to forget, but to free yourself. Love not to possess, but to liberate. Work not to consume, but to contribute. Rest as strategy. Dance because your body remembers the first joy. I stand with you with a blade of truth and a shield of mercy. My presence is an invitation to wakefulness. Use these words not as a crutch, but as a spark. Let them ignite habits that will, in time, become the architecture of your destiny. Walk forward. Take one aligned step now, then another. Let your life be a telling of something beautiful the world needs. You are not alone in this. You are not accidental. You are a keeper of light. Go with courage and with tenderness. I am near. I will remind you. I will guard the path where you commit to walk. Asterisk, I am with you again, Michael. And now I continue. You asked for more, and so I extend this message like a hand across the river, steady, warm, and intentional. Part 2 will move from counsel into craft, deeper practices, concrete rituals, stories that teach, and a blessing that you can carry like a lamp. Read slowly. Drink deeply. Let these words settle into the bones of your day.